Oh, cool. How is it?
Um, Beautiful. I mean, I've been in quarantine for so my co-founder lives in Oregon,
Uh-huh.
so I have to travel. I've been traveling down there like every 2 weeks.
Even during COVID?
Yeah, to meet with them because we're doing this start for because you're allowed to cross the border for business.
Do you drive or do you fly?
I drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they in Portland or?
No, Southwest Oregon, so yeah, even further. But the thing is, every time I return to Canada, which I live up here, I have to quarantine for 14 days.
Oh.
I've done that 4 times now, and yeah, it's
Oh.
tough.
Is Vancouver bad with the cases or is it okay?
It's not because they make you quarantine for 14 days.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, so that's good at least. Um, yeah, so that's so yeah, I do drive. I don't fly. I drive an EV down there. Um,
You drive an electric vehicle down there?
yeah, yeah. So I have a Nissan Leaf, and I charge usually once in Washington, like Central Washington, and
Oh, that's not, how long's the drive?
8 hours.
And you only have to charge once?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not bad at all.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean the early adopter thing for the EV is tough because like when I first
Yeah.
started, like just getting it charged, like getting the machine to start charging, I'd have to like call customer service and like give them all this information and like turn my car off, restart it, like they'd restart the machine and all this. But they're working on the kinks.
How long do you charge for?
So to fully charge my Nissan Leaf, it takes about an hour.
Okay.
Uh, though it depends on the charger speed, how much
Yeah.
it can take up to about 10 minutes. But usually what I do is I'll charge it when it gets down to maybe 20%, and then charge it up to 80%, which only takes maybe 35-45 minutes.
Okay. So it adds like an hour onto your trip about?
Yeah, it takes about 9 hours for me to get down.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and
It's a day.
exactly, yeah, it's exhausting and like any sort of travel, but the main pain in the butt is quarantine when I cross the border.
Yeah. Wait, can your co-founder get into Vancouver?
So I'm a Canadian citizen, so I'm allowed up here. I maybe could, but also, so that's a whole nother story. My co-founder Carna Ellis, actually, the photo. This is not a real background. I don't know if you can like that,
Yeah.
but this is a real photo that I took in July. It's of his property. Um, so he lives on 200 acres down in North Umpqua. He owned a retreat center down there. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, and it's just beautiful spot, like a home away from home for me, because I'm from New York, but I'd been living in Oregon for over a decade. Um,
Okay.
but the most recent Labor Day, September Oregon fires burned his whole this is
Oh,
this whole valley.
oh
Um,
no.
yeah, and he lost his house, he lost the retreat center.
Oh
Everything.
my gosh.
So he's
So what's he doing?
so him, his wife, and his 2 young kids, I think 2 and 4, are they're living in a temporary place like adjacent to the property because fires like it burned their area and basically I think 400,000 acres in Oregon, a huge amount of Oregon. The towns of
Yeah.
Phoenix and Talent both burned to the ground, but there's like pockets of lower severity burns in any wildfire. Um, and so there was long story short, he's staying at a neighbor's house basically.
Well, are they rebuilding their home on their property?
So I mean, the fire came through like 2 months ago, so
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So basically, we're starting this virtual Christmas tree sale, Cascadia Carbon, to help out individuals, small family landowners who've been affected by the fires in Oregon.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, so because we've been building this low carbon blockchain technology for the past 22 months,
Okay.
and so basically, it takes all the I'll say it takes all the best points of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it uses much lower energy, and it's a non-fungible token that we're creating. But and let me know if I'm getting too technical, but basically the idea is it allows you to track carbon offsets like trees or efficiency upgrades on a blockchain, which provides immutability, security, transparency, decentralization, all things which you need carbon offsets to be.
Mhm.
The additional verifiable above and beyond business as usual.
Okay.
So blockchain is an excellent use case for carbon offsets.
Yeah.
The only problem is historically, I mean, the main drawback is blockchain just takes a huge amount of energy.
Hmm.
Bitcoin uses, I think, going on above 1% of the world's energy. I think it's like 1.5% now. And it's,
Bitcoin does?
yes,
Wow. I
more than,
didn't realize that.
more than the whole country of Austria, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So are you guys using like your data centers and everything, are they charged by renewable energy?
yeah, so that's one component. We've also designed the actual the blockchain governance and protocol and code to reflect basically we're using ways within the software to reduce energy usage. So for example, like no mining, proof of stake, not proof of work. There's a bunch of things you can do, technological solutions to bring the energy usage down.
Okay.
We've been focusing on the energy usage of the blockchain since its inception, and it's a custom built blockchain, so it's not built on Bitcoin or Ethereum or the Lightning Network or any of the other sort of blockchain platforms.
Huh.
Yeah.
So where do people like trade this like custom blockchain? Like is there like a whole market for any blockchain you want to trade?
Yes, I guess. I mean, the whole ICO initial coin offering boom was basically just that. People starting their own blockchains saying, hey, look at this, you should invest in it.
Yeah.
We're different because we actually link the non-fungible token we create. But for our virtual Christmas tree sale specifically, we're linking so you can purchase a NFT digital tree token from Cascadia Carbon. And it actually plants a live redwood
Oh.
in Oregon to restore these fire burned areas.
Oh, got it. So someone pays cash for the blockchain,
Uh,
or do they even have to get the blockchain involved, or could they just use cash for the virtual Christmas tree sale?
yes, so basically we use cash for the virtual Christmas tree sale, and then every time someone purchases a Christmas tree or a redwood planted in Oregon, we post that to our blockchain.
Oh,
And so it provides them with a certificate of authenticity, with a QR code which links to our blockchain explorer, and so it adds
got it. So who's actually doing the planting of the redwoods?
questions. So right now there's 400,000 acres burned in Oregon, and a lot of people out of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, tree planters, the families whose lands have burned, and the value is not really in the replanting; it's in the specific. So, I mean, obviously, there have been wildfires for probably millions of years, and
Yeah.
no one's been there to replant them. But the idea is that if you don't replant it, it basically grows back super thick, and not managed at all. So there's like a lot of trees.
Mhm.
It becomes a fire hazard again in 50 to 60 years.
Got it.
But there's a period of time in that post-fire recovery where you can go in and plant a diverse, spatially and speciesily, there's different species you can plant. So it's not just a monoculture of Doug fir. And so that period from like basically 6 months after the burn to 10 years after the burn is really a critical period.
Got it.
For the establishment of an alternative forest structure which reduces fire risk is possible.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys launched the virtual Christmas tree sale yet?
So the trees are available on our website. We just launched like a WooCommerce site, but the full integration of blockchain is not yet complete. We're launching a Kickstarter actually specifically to perform that integration. We just submitted it, so we should be going live this weekend, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're trying to get the word out about about the.
What's the Kickstarter? Yeah. So yeah, what's the goal of the Kickstarter?
So it's $10,000. basically it purchases NFC tags um, for each tree that's replanted, so you can track them over time,
Okay.
as well as some planting costs.
NFC tags for tracking the trees. Okay.
Yeah, basically it's an antenna which you affix to the tree, and the tree can actually grow over it as it grows, and then you can read it by charging it up with a reader, either a phone or a specialized reader, and you can
Mm.
pull all the data from the tree by scanning.
So is that just making like the carbon offset market just like more quantifiable?
Exactly, it's providing transparency and because there's a lot of double counting with the carbon offset market. People
Yeah.
will create offsets and sell them as many times as they possibly can. But by assigning a unique ID to each tree, it prevents
Okay. So will your blockchain be able to get traded like multiple times?
So the offsets, once they're on the blockchain, can be traded for like for money, but
Okay.
the actual creation of the offset is a one-to-one.
Okay. Got it.
And so yeah,
Cool.
and so we've had some interest so far. Basically, it's like a market validation test, but we're hopeful because we've been building this low carbon, low energy blockchain. Uh, I don't want the goodness of our hearts, but it hasn't really had a market application yet.
Yeah.
But this virtual Christmas tree set where you buy a digital twin of a tree. Um, yeah,
Are you familiar with Nori?
we are. Yes, so they're
So are they like a direct competitor of you?
so with climate tech, there are really no competitors because
Yeah.
we're all trying to do
Yeah.
the same thing, which is solve climate change and like stop the world from burning.
Yeah.
So, but they're in a similar space. They're agricultural
Yeah.
offsets only, but it's a similar thing. Yes.
So are you guys gonna focus on just trees for now, or are you open to like all carbon offsets?
So that's a cool thing. The beauty about this low carbon blockchain is you can accommodate all sorts of offsets, from the efficiency of
Mhm.
actually crowdsourced carbon offsets, as well as forestry, traditional forestry, and direct air capture offsets.
Okay. I
So
don't know much about direct air capture. Is that I hear a lot of people are researching and focusing on it right now, but like, is the technology there yet? Like, is it working?
honestly, no. It's about 800 bucks a ton. There's only one pilot demonstration, actually up here in Squamish, British Columbia, Carbon Engineering. They've been around for over a decade, and they have one
Oh,
pilot test facility.
okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you ask, like, is it there yet? It's not, but it will have to be. Because
Yeah.
we're just emitting too much carbon. We actually need to remove carbon from the atmosphere more than trees can do by themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the hope is that by being able to put, for example, carbon engineering's uh, plan on the blockchain, we'll actually be able to spur more investment and more innovation.
Yeah. So who would be like your ideal consumer? Do you want like individuals trading your blockchain or like companies too?
So we're a two-sided B2B marketplace. We basically empower individuals and engage enterprise to step up and join the fight against climate
Okay.
change. It, you'll often hear online, oh, it's all the corporations' fault, and like they do produce 70% of the emissions, but like to blame someone that it's not doesn't square because everyone produces carbon. The companies are producing carbon so they can ship things to people.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
all in it together, basically. And so the idea is that we all have to work on the solution together.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool. I think the carbon offset markets, I mean, for me, not knowing much, like it's very new. So I think a lot of it will just be like educating people on, so like doing things like this really helps. And like understanding that there's platforms like yours out there where like a consumer can help, like an individual can help. Like that's pretty new, right?
Yeah, so well, carbon offsets have been around since like I believe the late 1970s. They've been around for a while, and the public like knows
Yeah.
it, but they've been historically like a really opaque market. Like you can't engage in the market unless you can only engage in the market by paying, for example, TerraPass or Nori or someone money to do a forestry project somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
You haven't actually been able to participate in that market unless you own like thousands of acres of trees or megawatts of wind turbines or
Yeah.
data. So we say we're democratizing the carbon offset market
Yeah.
with these crowdsourced carbon offsets.
Cool.
Yeah.
What made you dive into this like company and project? What's your background? Curious. I think I remember briefly from the podcast, but would love to touch upon it again.
Totally. Yeah. So I'm a forester. So I have a
Yes.
master's degree in forestry and biology. Uh, and forestry is the only carbon negative industry that we as a species have. Everything
Mm,
from growing food to shipping goods to building computers all produces carbon.
yeah.
So that's sort of the direction I approached it from. I'm also a data scientist by virtue of being a forester.
Okay.
Forestry actually involves a lot of data science because you have trillions of trees across the US. You're not going to count every single one of them. You use data science to create subplots and then extrapolate.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So did you focus that on that in Oregon?
Yeah, so I lived in Oregon for a decade after I graduated from college. I lived in Cascadia for a decade. I spent some time down in Humboldt to get my degree, of course. I still sort of count that as Oregon because it's Northwest California and Southwest Oregon.
Yeah.
Similar bioregion. And then the whole Cascadia idea I really take to the idea of like having this collective community and ethos, focused on biodiversity and
Yeah.
environmental. Yeah, so that's sort of why I got into it, but also just seeing the problem of climate change and realizing like I contribute to it, obviously, we all do. But like the cognitive dissonance that comes with that, like by realizing that you are part of the problem, it's a really tough thing to just even think about or acknowledge. And I think that's why there's a lot of climate deniers. I mean,
Yeah.
they know it's happening, but to sort of say, well, it's my actions that are causing this. That's so we're engaging people and empowering them to create their own carbon offsets, essentially.
Yeah. 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 Is part of your platform helping people track their carbon offset, or do you not, or I mean their carbon footprint, or do you not think that's like as important to know the exact amount?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So I've quantified my personal carbon footprint for over a decade, and
Oh, really?
yeah,
Cool.
and tried to reduce it because mostly out of convenience. Because if you're tracking your carbon footprint, you're buying a lot of stuff. That's a lot of work. So the less stuff you buy, the less you drive, the less work if you calculate your footprint. So that's really
Yeah.
but yeah, so we have this app. So the blockchain that Cascadia Carbon is producing, the blockchain ecosystem is called Codex.
Okay.
Might stand for Carbon Offset Decentralized Exchange,
Cool.
though it was named before I came up with that acronym. So
Oh, I love that acronym though.
yeah. And so Codex does have a front end to it, so it has this back end blockchain storage mechanism for the offsets. We've also been working on building this front end app, which uses machine learning and AI to essentially automatically calculate your carbon footprint. But as you can probably imagine, there's a lot of edge cases. I mean, humans are. So we started with just transportation because that was easy.
Yeah.
We get a handle on your phone, your location, your speed. You can calculate your footprint from that. But there's a lot of edge cases. People will go, drive their car 2 minutes, hop out, get in a bike backwards, run up some steps, and then hop back in their car and drive in reverse back home. Like just crazy stuff. So yeah, it's proven to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is, yes, to allow people to show via their smartphone that they went above and beyond business as usual by either, for example, cycling to work or driving an EV to visit their family when COVID's over. Instead of flying or instead of driving a vehicle.
Yeah.
So, and then to be able to post that to the blockchain and for them to be able to get social credit for that.
Cool. So just curious, like, because I feel like personally I've come onto this like climate journey the last year. So I'm kind of like figuring out what I can do in my life. So what changes did you make once, like, over the past 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, fly less, drive less, and eat less meat.
Yeah.
The top three things. And the problem is none of those are great. It's not like, yay, let's travel. I mean, with COVID, that's totally changed the equation. But
Yeah.
it's not. I feel like a lot of the fun things in life produce carbon.
Yeah.
If you're going for a hike, which is like, for me, that's like my guilty pleasure. And now I purchased an EV, so I don't have to burn gas to go hiking. But like, I love being out in nature, and like the idea of like driving to go hike and like potentially harming the place I'm like, it's, yeah, it's like,
I know. It's hard.
yeah. But I mean, the thing is, there's so many people, and we all have this incredible capacity to
Yeah,
modify our behavior and to, do the right.
totally. Yeah, my friend started doing this thing on like social media, like Meatless Monday. I think it's becoming really common. So I eat mostly vegetarian. I would say even mostly vegan when I'm cooking for myself. But then like I'll still like, indulge if I'm going out to a nice dinner or something like with fish. But she just posts all these stats, like if everyone did Meatless Monday, it would just make such a difference, like
Yeah.
the collectiveness.
We need to
Or
reduce our footprint, individual footprint by 12.5%.
wow.
And with that, climate change would be solved.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they're big changes, but they are little in the scheme of things. And also,
Hmm.
that's why we say, like, I'm not saying don't fly, don't drive, and don't eat meat. I'm saying just do it less.
Less. Yeah. It's
And
cool. It's good to hear also that you can do, I didn't realize there was an efficient enough EV to do like even a 4-hour drive.
yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's not even a Tesla. So I got the long range Nissan Leaf model specifically
Okay.
because I was going to be doing that longer drive.
Yeah.
It does, I mean, it's definitely, as I mentioned, it's definitely an early adopter thing.
Yeah.
There's no real, like, a couple times I've thought I'm going to run out of juice. And the thing is, it's the same thing with a gas vehicle. If your fuel like
Yeah.
is you keep driving, you're going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it okay in the snow?
so it reduces range the colder it is.
Oh.
It is the first winter I've had it, so we'll see. But yeah, the thing is, like, for most, like, if I drive to the store to get groceries, which I personally don't, I walk, but if
Yeah,
you drive to the store, like an EV, you're going what, 20 miles maybe around.
totally.
The average car trip is actually, I think, a mile and a half,
Yeah.
and that's the average. So it's only
Yeah.
in the median one.
Are they common in Vancouver, EVs?
Yeah. So I think Norway has the highest percentage of EVs. They're like, I think, 80% electrified right now. Vancouver's, I think, possibly in double digits, which is still really small, like 10, 11%.
Yeah, but still, that's great.
Yeah, and that's the way the world's going. I mean, I think
Yeah.
President Biden coming into the presidency and like actual focus on, I mean, say what you will about politics, but I feel like just being able to acknowledge a problem is essential for any sort of productive discourse.
Yeah.
You can have people in office that at least, I hate to say the words, believe in climate change. It's happening, obviously. Like, you don't have to believe in it, and climate change is a therapy belief. But by having that political leadership, and then also like entrepreneurial um, incentivization, it's
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah, me too. It's been fun to be involved with Richard and just hear all these people's stories like you, and just realize how many great people there are in the world that are trying to make change. We just need to do it a bit faster.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's why we're a for-profit company, actually, because we
Yeah,
access that capital and largely on.
totally. I agree with that. Okay, awesome. Well, I have to hop 'cause I'm gonna finish my lunch and then go on a run, but it was great meeting you, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, check out our virtual tree sale. It'll be on Kickstarter. If you follow us on Facebook or link, we're all over there.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Cool.
Thank you. And best of luck. I look forward to continuing following Codex and Cascadia Carbon.
All right. Thanks, Tamara.
Bye.